I'm starting right now, maximizing international opportunities. When it comes to opportunities, opportunities are enormous. There are a lot of opportunities, and we all want to catch up with something. We want to catch up with something, and it's important for us to find a way to know how to maximize them, or how to optimize them. So what we are going to talk about basically today is the different kind of opportunities that we have. But before we go, I want us to quickly do something while this is still going on. Just three questions, some questions I want you to just quickly take place to our poll. So just look in order for me to see what you want while I'm going on with the session. So if you can see that, I guess we have some just 3 questions. Kindly just quickly fill that if you see it. Mr. Elias, can you see that? Great, great. Mr. Roger, I can see your yes. Thank you. Thank you. Someone just filled it right now. I'm still waiting. Yes, more people are filling it. Please. Great, great. Okay, okay. So I'm waiting for the other people because we have only, for now, we have 5 people online while we're still waiting for the others to join. Okay, the poll is about to end right now, and I'm going to end it soon because it's important to at least to gather some feedback from. Okay, one more people to go, then we'll move on with the slide. Okay, I guess this is the end of it. So the question is basically about what do you intend to use this particular webinar for? And majority of people online, majority of people say that for career development, and the one that follows is about life growth, which is good. I'm really happy to share that. And the second one is about whether one has ever missed an opportunity. Majority of the participants in the poll says that yes, they've missed opportunities. Yes, as a human being, but at least someone says that he or she has never missed an opportunity before, or regret not having it. That question is about, it's not a direct question. It's not one. Of course, it's more of, it has different side. And someone also said, not really. I understand that. And the question about which is the most important for you in this session, majority says that international opportunities, and followed by education, and least is a job. We're still welcoming more people. They are just coming in. Thank you for joining us. And as we are continuing, we're just going on the poll. If you're just joining and you have the opportunity to participate in the poll, kindly quickly fill the poll. We'll be glad to share your feedback. Okay, and like I said earlier, I said, if you can share me and you are just joining, and you can share me and you can see what is going on, you will see a block by your right, the right side of your computer or laptop or phone. Kindly just click yes or no, or go slower if you think I'm speaking too fast. Please go slower. Mr. Adebayo said he can still hear me, and Ms. Mistura, please, if you can't hear me, you can go out, you can log out and try to log in again. Try and do that. And on our WhatsApp page, they just sent a password, that is the username and the password, to those, maybe you have friends that are trying to join and they are unable to join. Kindly share it with them so they can be able to join us. So I'm moving on because we don't have much time, and I'm ending the poll right now. Great. So let's continue with the session. Okay. While I am stopping, okay, someone is also coming in. Okay, so maximizing international opportunities. There are lots of opportunities around, and that is the reason we just have, or we classify it, or we segment it into three. To look into job, a job, we are looking into maybe education, and what people classify as fellowship today, that people say fellowship. So right now, I'm going to move on to the next slide. And my slide is talking about what some two major important parts in life. To maximize anything in your life, you need to prepare two aspects of you. Two aspects of you. You need to prepare it. What are these? We're talking about two. That is one, tangible and intangible. The tangible one is our body, the one we can touch, the physical part of you. And you also need to prepare your intangible, which is your mind. Which one is the first? You can see by my left, I've already created one by saying that the mind is the main, is the first one. It is the beginning, what you need to start with. You need to start by preparing your mind first. So your mind first. If the mind is not ready, it is hard to put the body in motion. You can all agree with me because it is not easy to put the body in motion if your mind is not ready to work on something. So the second one is your body. The body, if you're also not ready physically, it may also delay your progress. Yes, your mind and your body supposed to work together as a chain. It's supposed to be together. So it's important to make sure that while your mind is awake, your body is also ready to carry on what your mind is ready to set into. So while we are looking at this, the reason I start with this is because we can't just talk about opportunity outside there without talking about we preparing for whatever we want to do. We should be prepared. We should be ready to go after that thing. And what will make it to go after it, first is your mind, and second is your body. Look at this. To say, like John C. Maxwell says something that it is not what happens to you. It is what happens in there, your mind. What happens in your mind? What is happening there? How do you control it? What is happening in your mind? It is not what happened to you. It is not those activities that you're chasing outside there, but how well you prepared in your mind. How well you prepared in your mind. While we are talking about preparing our mind, it is also important for us to look at what will make us, what will prepare our mind, what will set it on fire to be ready to chase those things we want to chase. Number one, I'm talking about setting of goals. What do I mean by setting of goals? What do I mean by setting of goals? I mean, setting of goals, it's important for us to set a goal because it is like creating, it's like waiting for something. There's this common saying, by saying people say that hope is life. When you have hope towards something, it means that you keep yourself alive. You don't want to die. You want to chase it. You want to make sure you have it by all means. So hope is alive on its own. So why? When we talk about setting goals, when you are not waiting for anything, when you are not chasing, it's hard for you to get what you want. It's hard for you to get what you are not looking for. So it's important to set goals. So there are three different things I want to classify here when I'm talking about goals. One, I'm talking about vision, talking about mission, and talking about goal itself. Your vision is different from your mission. Vision is a general one, where you want to get to, what you want. It is a general one. Your goal is a process, and goal does not have end. A goal can expire. A goal can. Someone is sending me a message, right? Right? Okay. Let me quickly check. Follow that. Okay. Adebayo, you said you can't hear. Please, Mr. Adebayo, can anyone help me communicate with Mr. Adebayo to kindly log out and try to log in again so you can be able to join? Then you won't be muted because I muted you before we start. Please, I'm sorry for that. Okay, so I'm talking about goal. I just linked it with vision, with mission. Mission is a process. There are things, the step by steps, what you want to do in order for you to achieve your vision. And what is your vision? Vision is the overall goal. But goal itself, goal can expire. Let me give you an example why I say goal. This one, for example, you look at what is going on in all over the world, COVID-19. And COVID-19 has come with some new experiences when with lots of uncertainties. So how do you deal with something like COVID-19? What do you do? Because you set a goal that I want to, by 2020 or by 2021, I want to make sure that I have a certificate or a diploma in a certain course, maybe in communication or in public speaking or any area. That is your goal. Your goal is that you want to get this. But your vision may be about the fact that you want to be a successful person in life. That's your vision. I want to be a successful person in life. But your goal is different things you're going to take in order for you to reach that particular vision. So your goal can expire, and always try your best to review your goal. It's important. Next one is develop questions. It's important to develop questions. Ask yourself some questions. In communication, according to Harold Laswell, it's important to look at some 5W question H. When you look at what, why, where, what do I want to use this particular goal for? Why do I want to use this for? Why do I want it? Where can I use it? Is it applicable in Nigeria, in Ghana, or in any part of the world? Where do you want to use it?
I was considering you.
Are you going to use it? How are you going to? Okay, Mr. Said Lawal, can you send a message? He just raised hand. Can you send a message, please? Just send a message in the chat. I will say it. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ali, for sending that message to that person. Okay, so while I'm going on, permit me to continue. I'm talking about developing a question in life. It's important for you to develop a question in life. Have courage to face fear. That's another part which is very important. It is not easy to see something and trying to chase it. Have courage to face fear. For example, I have series of things I face in my life. What do I face? When I was going to do my first degree, while I was going for my first degree in Ghana, I had nobody. And then I even have no sponsor. I cannot say this is where my school fees is going to come from. But I had to say that I want this. And how am I going to do it? I want to achieve it by all means. If I do not have courage, I cannot face it. Another one of the biggest fear of my life was when I set my feet to Russian Federation for my master's degree. I have no idea of what Russia looks like. I don't know how it's going to be, but I said I am going, and I move on to see what I can do with that. So that is courage, facing, having the courage. Please, Mr. Lukman, can you mute yourself, Mr. Lukman, please? Can you do that for us? Can you mute yourself, please? Mute yourself, please. Thank you. Okay. Have courage to face your fear. And finally, here, there are more other things you can use, you can do, but reading of books is also one important thing. Read more books, listen to a podcast. I do that every morning when I wake up. So next, which most people are waiting for, is about how do you prepare for the physical environment? How am I going to prepare for the physical environment? There is no other part of it than the fact that you need to prepare some necessary material. What are those materials to prepare? First is that you know that you cannot go to outside the world without your international passport. Look at it. No international passport, you cannot get a visa. Without an international passport, you cannot leave the border of Nigeria legally. So it is important for you to be ready by making sure that your international passport is ready. How do you do that? At least make sure that your international passport is valid for at least 2 years before the expiration. Next is that if it's about job, if it's about education, if it's about any kind of programs that you're going for, it may be summer program, you need your resume or your CV. So your CV or your resume should always be updated and aligned with a specific opportunity you are applying for. It is important. Another part is this, is your original certificate. Where do you keep them? Your original certificate, your O-level, your BSc, your master's, keep them somewhere safe. Let me give you one advice. If you do not have your CV on your email or in a cloud yet, go and do it right now. After this session, you can create your own. There's a Google Cloud. There's a Google, what do we call it? We have a cloud on Google. Create a place, just name a folder, My Credentials. So in naming the, make sure you keep all your certificates in that place. In case, God forbid, something happens, so you can pick it at any time, take it and use it. Okay, next, I'm talking about, while we're talking about school, if it's about school, you may have to check the website of a certain university you are applying to for the requirements, what they want, and the necessity they want. But your certificate, some of them may say, we don't need your O-level. If you are coming for masters, they don't normally need that. But if you're going for PhD, they may need your BSc, but they don't also normally ask for BSc. They normally ask for your master's degree. That's what they ask for. Also, while we're talking about the international opportunities and what to be on standby, your academic transcript for education, and maybe you're going for a job, it's also important for you that maybe you can never tell. You want to further your education. But I have something to say here. I've seen and I've heard from lots of Nigeria, people in Nigeria, when the problems they face when they are trying to get their academic transcripts. If you do not have your academic transcript with you right now, immediately after this particular session, after this particular webinar, try to set the process in place in order for you to get your academic transcript. It is important. You cannot be asking for academic transcript at the time you are applying for international opportunity. A lot of people want to apply for something, and unfortunately, by the time they are trying to apply for it, and I know a lot of Africans and Nigerians will wait for the deadline, when it's about 1 day to finish and 2 days or 2 hours to close when they're about to close the portal, then we try to quickly submit and everything. And I know, yes, we can say because of light, we can say because of the internet, we can say because of the culture in our society, that is the reason we are unable to submit on time. But make sure, when you make sure that all the necessary things you're supposed to have are on standby, you will be able to submit on time. Another thing is this, that can delay your process of going, especially when it comes to education and even a job, is referee. I'm going to unmute some of us, but because I want to make sure I finish first, then I will unmute us so we can have interaction on each slide. You can refer me back to that slide and we'll talk more better. So referee and reference letter. Make sure they are also on standby. And another one important thing I want to tell you is this. It depends on the university or a place where you're applying to. Some of them will ask that they will say that you must submit your own transcript by yourself via email or to upload it during the registration. Or some of them will ask for the email or contact of your referee. They will ask you to submit it through them, then they can submit it. It's an electronics stuff. But one thing that is important is this note. Pay attention to this part. The part is that you need to keep update. You have to update your referees about your goal in life, about your development. You should not be distanced with them. So they need to follow your progress. They need to know what you're doing. So whenever they're about to write your referee, you won't be telling them that, Mr. So, please say something like this about me. They'll be able to say something willingly and clearly define who you are, what you've been doing, and how you've been doing. So that will help a lot. That is one. Keeping relationship. Nigeria is a relationship-based society. Africa, most African countries are relationship-based society. So if you do not keep a good relationship with them, you cannot just call someone 2 days before the submission and ask the person to just submit something for you. How? Who would do that? That is what causes a lot of delays in most of the things we do. While I'm moving, and we're now talking about the physical part. We've talked about the mindset, how to prepare your mindset, how to get yourself prepared. And this is the physical, which is important. So I talk about that. There's something here. We are trying to talk about crisis during the crisis, the opportunities during crisis. This is what I say. There is always crisis in life of successful people. It's either they have something they're chasing, or they have something chasing them. That is the life of successful people. So if you want to succeed in things you are chasing, you need to know that there'll be crisis. We are facing crisis in the world. Everyone have that. But what you need to do is that to know how to maximize this. Remember that you need new skills. Remember that you need new knowledge. And no one knows, no one can predict the outcome of COVID-19. The reality is, it is changing the world currently already. Things are changing. In most of the west part of the world, they've already closed anything called physical. Universities and major places, they've already zeroed their mind till end of the summer. That there is nothing going to be, even if it is closed, they're still going to continue online. Unlike most of our places where they are still crawling, they don't know what they want to do. But because your society is not ready, does not mean you shouldn't be ready. You should be ready in mind. Remember what we said about the fact that prepare your mind and prepare your body. This will be the end of my presentation, which I'll be ready to discuss some of them because I realize that I'm being too fast and we can discuss it. If you have any questions, I'm going to stop